Welcome to Live, Let, Thrive, a podcast about the Airbnb life, the share economy, and everything in between. Here are your hosts, Micah and Steve.
Hello, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Live, Let, Thrive. This is episode 296 of your favorite short-term, mid-term, long-term rental podcast in the world, coming at you from Fort Worth, Texas. I am your host, Stevie Stacks, and this is going to be a Stevie Stacks episode 296, as I said. And I got my coffee here, ready to do some talking, have some fun. I'm gonna be honest, it's been a super hectic week, more so than usual. And I'm gonna talk about a lot of things today. Um, the whole theme of this show, I guess, is ready, fire, aim. If you've heard of that before, which pretty much means, well, me in particular, I jump into things a lot. Ready instead of ready, aim, fire. I just ready, fire, aim later. But I I jump into things a lot. I see opportunities and I go for them like 100,000,000%, which isn't always the smartest things to do. It isn't always the least stressful thing to do, but I end up getting a lot of stuff done because I force myself into these very, very uncomfortable situations where I have to like sink or swim. So I will say that luckily most of the times I end up finding a way to swim and get back to shore. But yeah, that's not without a lot of stress that I put on myself, and I'm battling with that right now. How much stress should I put on myself? And how many situations should I put myself in that I have to like really, really flail around to figure them out? And I could give a million examples this week. We're coming up on tax season, April 15th, all that fun stuff. I hate doing taxes. I hate doing the books. I hate concluding the books, finishing everything up, and finding things that I need to find, and all that stressfulness. All that being said, I needed to finish all that stuff because I'm a big procrastinator and get it to my accountant so they could do my taxes and make sure everything was okay. And I should have very much been focusing only on that, but as you know, another opportunity came up. Someone reached out to me and asked if I could help them find an arbitrage. And I do help people find arbitrages. It's a part of the business, the whole Argus Rentals thing. We manage properties. We have our own arbitrages, and we help put people in their own arbitrages, which we end up managing, and that's really cool. But all these pieces fell into place where someone I knew was about to have to put a house on the market for rent, right? And I was considering renting this house, but I was just in a spot where, I have quite a few arbitrages. And it's great. You do them correctly, you will make money. But the startup on an arbitrage, especially a house this size, it was like a four-bedroom house, like 2,500 square feet, with a second story, which is huge, like a big game room slash loft you can do. So it was going to require a lot of furnishings and a lot of decor and all that fun stuff. But I knew that if I was going to pick this up, and I got a million things going on, like I said, my own arbitrages, and then managing other people's things, and of course my long-term rentals, and oh yeah, I have a family, I got kids, I got a wife, all and everything that entails, and so it was gonna be a bit of a lot to chew on to get another arbitrage and to go and get it furnished and then go over there and furnishing's one thing. Furnishing's one thing, But there's so much, all the small stuff is what really beats you down. I could put, a decently strong guy. I can put a sofa where a sofa needs to go, even by myself. I lifted this futon up the flight of stairs by myself because I'm stupid. But I can do things like that. I can put beds together. I can put them, I can, carry these giant mattresses. I mean, I'm not bragging. I'm just saying I can do a lot of things myself, even though I do employ, a crew most of the time to do this for me. But even that being said, I um I had to really really think about this and excuse me. I had to really really think about this. So I had to make a decision because even though I saw this house as a potential to make really good money, a beautiful house. Like I said, 4 bedrooms plus an upstairs game room that could be like a loft. I saw the potential in this house. Nice neighborhood. I mostly go after midterm stays now. Um, there's Zayona's book right there. And I mostly do the midterm 30-day plus stays for families in need from like for their something happened at their home, they get a fire or they get like a flood or whatever, y'all know the drill. Y'all have listened to the show enough. But we do insurance claims type stays, and I was like, well, this is perfect because it has so much space, and a lot of families over in this part of the country are like 5 members or more, two excuse me, two parents and about 3 kids. That's pretty normal over here. And sometimes even more kids. It just, 4 kids is not uncommon over here. Whereas you would say like New York City or LA, where it's super expensive, people are having maybe the one kid, if that, and it's a different thing they're looking for if their condo or small house, had damage, they'd put them up in something similar. And so I had a decision to make as I ramble on here, and my little doggy's in the background, trying to trying to do something. Um, but let me pause. There, I let my doggy out to go do its thing. So as I was saying, a house like this, I saw like a lot of potential. Beautiful house. They did a great job. But what was I gonna do? Was I going to arbitrage this one and put, I mean, who knows if I use a designer, easily you could spend like $20,000 or more doing this house correctly. I'm not just saying, 4 beds, sofa, and a couple TVs. No, I mean to do a house like this, some justice, you're gonna have to spend some money. And so I was like, I'd love to get it. And then I got, like I said, tax season's here. I got all my other properties to worry about. I got so much else going on. And so I was really torn and probably leaning towards not getting it as an arbitrage. So, anyways, a client reached out, a potential client, and I got to talking to them, and they said they're looking for arbitrages, and they have some over in Florida, and perhaps I can manage those, or unless I know of any arbitrages. Anyway, she started naming random cities in the country, and I was like, I think I do have a couple in my neck of the woods, close to me, that are coming available, and they're really nice. I've seen one that I really, really would like to get myself, but I'm not in the position to pick up another arbitrage right now. But if you would like to look at, or you like to do a video call with me, FaceTime, then I'll go tour it, and you could check it out with me on my while I'm showing you everything on my phone. Let me know what you think. Ask questions while I'm doing this. Talk to the owner. The owner was going to be there, and so they agreed. They said, "Yeah, yeah, that sounds good. I've never heard of this city where you're at, where I'm at, Grand Prairie, by the way, but I'd like to see it." So I scheduled a FaceTime call with this person. I said, drink another sip of my coffee, and and I did, I met the owner over there, did the FaceTime tour. And see, when I saw this, it's funny, when I saw this house before, it was not in good shape. And I'll tell you, the previous renters left it pretty bad, pretty tattered, pretty worn out. There was ugly ass old carpet everywhere that just needed to go. Which to me, when I saw it for the first time, I was like, yeah, you're not going to keep carpet, because if it's carpet in an arbitrage, I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. I don't mess with carpet. It's just, to me, not worth the hassle. If some people are like, well, maybe carpet in the rooms, not even. No, because like I said, I'm catering to families, and families got kids. Kids spill stuff everywhere. Kids track mud. Kids and their families have pets. They got dogs. I don't want carpet at any of my arbitrages, because it's just such a pain. You get some stains on there, and then you got to go and pay someone hundreds of dollars. It's getting more expensive every time to go clean up these stains and get it back to normal. Then it's got to dry, all that stuff. And to me, carpet ain't worth the hassle. So also, and this happens too, a toilet overflows or something, and it's in a bedroom that's right, it's in a bathroom right beside the bedroom, and it spills into the carpet. Oh man, you could ruin the carpet. You get like that nasty septic stuff, or next nasty toilet water with whatever's in it all over the carpet. Then you might as well just rip all that carpet out. But anyways, I digress. So I had told her, "What are you gonna do? You got to take the carpet out because it looks very bad. The previous guests, the previous tenants, really trashed the place." And she said, "Oh yeah, we're taking all the carpet out. It's gonna be hardwood and tile." Okay, cool. So when I did, she sent me pictures. After they already did their renovations and fixed it up, it looked great in the pictures. I hadn't gone and seen it live yet, but I was like, that's when this potential client of mine, I said, you want to, a FaceTime, and I'll tour it for you. So when I saw it live, I was blown away. I was like, wow. I was like, this house is freaking gorgeous. They did an amazing job. I can't even believe it's the same house. Um, Everything was beautiful, fresh paint everywhere, beautiful floors, like she said, tiles and hardwood, no carpet, not one stitch of carpet in this whole house, and everything was done beautifully. And when I went to tour it, she had started putting furniture there. And I was like, whoa, what's this? Are you staging the place? And oh, well, we were thinking of doing Airbnb ourselves, instead of getting long-term renters. But then we know that you do Airbnb, so we're cool renting it to you. And then if you want the furniture, we can sell it to you for a price. And I was like, yeah, that might be possible. And of course I did the tour, and I showed my client the furniture, and they were like, wow, it looks pretty good. Looks not bad. And I said, yeah, it's got the major components. It had the major components. It had the sofas, it had the dining room table, breakfast table, and it had the beds, right? And it had a little bit more, it had some sheets here and there and some artwork. But I mean, it wasn't like you see the badasses on Instagram stage, or stage Airbnbs, furnish Airbnbs, decorate them all and all that. Um, Shout out to it's Bridget, bitch. I think that's her name. It's in her on Instagram. She does some cool stuff. And Sarah Glidewell. Shout out to Sarah. There's a lot of amazing designers. Heba, shout out to Heba. She does an amazing job. Look them up. But is not. It wasn't anything like what they do. It was just a basic. And so I told my client, well, maybe you could talk to her and she'll give you a deal on this furniture. And she gave a pretty decent deal for all that it was. It was a pretty decent deal. And so she agreed to go ahead and, well, she asked my advice. And I said, listen, I walk a lot of these potential arbitrages. I could tell within the right when I walk in, pretty much most of the time that no, this ain't gonna work. I saw one today in Grand Prairie, and it was just nah. The area wasn't good. The house, it wasn't fixed up yet, which is cool. I'd wait for them to fix it up, but like I said, the area wasn't good. The backyard was ugly. The front yard was ugly. Fence was falling down, which of course they would probably fix, but it was just I got a feeling right away this wasn't a good one. But the one I saw, last week when I showed my client, total opposite. When I first walked in, I was like, wow, this is gonna be a moneymaker. And so she asked my advice, and I said, I would take this one myself. But like I said, I'm in a position to pick up another arbitrage right now. But if you do pick it up, I'll manage it for you. And I just have a feeling, a great feeling, it's going to make really good money from what and I compared it to some of my 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,500 square foot houses that make around 5,000 a month and doing the corporate midterm rentals. And I was like, this thing, I'd be shocked if it didn't make 6,000 a month at least, maybe 7,000 or more. But and so she thought about it, went back and forth. She goes, "Okay, I trust you. I trust you. Go ahead and we'll do it." They got the lease signed. She signed the lease with the homeowner, and we started last week. I was like, well, I'll just go ahead and finish this one off myself because it has the major components. Whew. That being said, it was a lot of work because major components are one thing, but I mean, hanging curtains, mounting TVs, hanging TVs, um, going endless trips to Walmart because these arbitrages, man, you got to get all the stuff. She didn't have all the stuff. She didn't have the coffee makers, the blenders, the silverware, the I mean, there were some things she did have, but most of it she did not. We had to get more sheets, pillows. I got a computer desk because you got to have a computer desk for someone to use. Um, I had to put a lot of the stuff together. I employed my handyman slash cleaner, Jose. Shout out to Jose to help, and he helped out tremendously. And but it was a lot of work, and I'm 46 years old. Older people would be like, "Oh, that's young." Younger people are like, "Damn, that's ancient." But I feel I feel young most of the times. But when I'm on my knees putting furniture together or lifting furniture up flights of stairs, that's when I feel at my oldest. And I did a lot of that, and so it was a lot of work. It was a good week or a little bit longer of putting this house together, and got it done this past weekend. And they did the tour on Saturday. The family that was insurance claim, really nice guy. Came in there. He loved the house, and he did ask if I could install or have installed like what's it called? A handle, like a handicap rail that you could hold in the shower, and a handicap chair where you could sit down, and take people handicap will use a wheelchair, can't really get around too good, or afraid of falling down in the shower. If they could, I could install a rail and a chair, and I said, yeah, sure, And those, I mean, you can get them for like about $30 at Home Depot. Get the rail. They got different sizes, and you just screw them right into the shower wall, and then you get a chair, and it takes a few minutes. My buddy David, he lives down the road from this house, so he came and helped me out, helped me do that. But pretty confident that y'all could do that yourselves. Just go get one of those rails at Home Depot, stud finder, find the studs in the wall, try to drill into the studs. These things say they don't even need to be into the studs in the wall. It could be, anywhere on the wall and it'll hold. But feel more confident being in the studs because they ain't going nowhere. Screw the thing in, and then it's gonna hold, and then someone could take a shower and hold it and sit down and not, hopefully not fall down anyways. But it'll help a lot. So, and it's cheap. Like I said, $30. You can go get you one of those and install it in a few minutes. And that I suggest, and I'm realizing that I should put that in all my showers at all my houses, even though like they're renting good, they're keeping rented and all that. There's nothing wrong with investing $30 that could land you a $6,000 a month stay, which is exactly what this one was. And and a handheld shower thing, to take a shower with. They need that. So that just adding those items will separate you from the pack because most people don't have those things at their houses. And anyway, so I did that for him. I did that for my client too. And of course she paid me for these things that I did for the house, and she paid for the items we needed. But like I said, it was a whole long week of work. Saw the house, they loved it, asked for those things, we installed those things, and they moved in yesterday, which is Monday. So did it all in a week, and we had these clients interested in the house even before we had a house to give them. I mean, I was sending them pictures of this house and the address and everything because it wasn't listed. Now, if it was listed on Zillow, that would be a different story, but it wasn't listed yet. This was an off-market deal, so I was able to go get some pictures and send it their way. And then and the specs and everything, the how big the house was, all that fun stuff. Excuse me, I had to take some coffee. Um, but so we had them interested and really wanted this house before we even had the house. So my client gets the house, everything signed over the weekend, and then Monday, boom, they move in and checks in the mail today for the rent and all that. And yeah, like I said, ready, fire, aim. We kind of almost got the people in there before it was even ready. That's how crazy this situation was. But it's going to be very profitable for my client, which is what I'm most happy about. And it's going to be very profitable for me. I mean, it's why I'm in this business. I love helping people and all that, but I got to make money because this is my livelihood now that I don't go to work at my day job hardly any anymore. I go couple days a week. So this is my day job. I mean, this is my job. This is my livelihood. So to make a score like that, and then I was able to get back into reality, send the stuff my CPA needed to finish the taxes and all that. That was, but I'm always finding the name of the game is to get more when you're in a growth mode, to get more business, to get more good business, and it almost you gotta sacrifice to seize these opportunities if you know it's going to be a profitable venture for you, because the more of those you score, the more of the bad ones you can get rid of, and the better your portfolio is going to look and function and be able to support you and your family. So when opportunities like this come up, you got to find a way to close the deals, man, to get the property, to get things accomplished, to get the guests in there, because I didn't even mention that, yeah, they're renting the house for 6,200 a month, and the rent's 2,900 a month. So that's a pretty good spread in my book. That's a pretty good spread. Now that's the first, like I said, we haven't even really decorated this house and taken it to its fullest potential, I see like this badass game room, and I see the bedrooms, even look cooler with cooler artwork, and I haven't even put TVs in the rest of the rooms. There's so much I want to do in this house. I haven't even put like really nice patio furniture out there. It doesn't have any patio furniture. They wanted the house right away. And so they're going to be in this house for 6 months at $6,200 a month. Also, another bonus, this house has solar panels. So it's going to save a lot of money on the electric bills. And it's not a gas house. There's no gas bill to worry about. It's all electric, and it has solar panels all over this house. So hopefully they function well, and they provide a lot of electricity, a lot of free electricity from the sun. And that's one of the things I'm most excited about. It's an experiment because, like, I've never had solar panels, but if I see how these things perform on this big house that needs a lot of electricity, I might consider getting them at my house anyways, or even some of my rental properties, the rental properties that I will be doing corporate and short term at. That's a whole nother. I need to get a specialist on this show that's all about solar and wind power and all these what are they called, reusable energies. And because I don't know very much about them, this will be my first foray into solar, so I am super excited about that. All that being said, we got renters in there. Unfortunately, they had a house fire. That's why they needed a place. And so, in my experience, I've hosted a couple of house fire um, families. One was really bad, and they predicted like 6 months stay, and it ended up being like over 9 months they stayed with us because it's fire damage, and it's not just you can't just paint over everything. You got to rip all the fire stuff out, all the burnt stuff out, all the smoky stuff out. It's just like almost like a whole gut job. And I've had a fire stay that was just a few months because it wasn't very that extensive. But according to these people, is very extensive damage. I mean, they're just gonna have to redo the whole house. And so is 6 months redoing a whole house. I I you know I don't want to wish ill will on anybody, but it doesn't sound realistic, especially that we're just entering high season. And it's not just high season for us Airbnbers, short-term rentalers, mid-term rentalers, whatever. It's high season for all the people that are, fixing up houses, fixing flips, fixing holds, fixing whatever. So these home builders, home fixer uppers, whatever, they're in high demand right now. And because it is high season and people are getting these houses ready to be rented out or to sell, because this is where you make hay, right? When the sun's up. And so they're put in a time frame of 6 months in the most busy time of year where these guys, they're not going to just focus on one house. I'm pretty sure they're going to be hopping around fixing other houses, and it's on the insurance dime. So it's not like they're going to be rushed to do anything unless, like a regular homeowner's like, hey, when are you going to finish? When are you going to finish? Be on their backs, whatever. But it's the insurance company, so they're not going to really rush, I don't think, because I think if they finish the house too early, I don't know how that works. They don't still get paid, right? If they finish too early, but I could be mistaken. But anyways, so this booking could extend out even longer. Uh, I'm thinking about 8 or 9 months. So we signed a 2-year lease for this place. My client does. A lot of the furniture's there. We furnished the rest. Man, I would say, how much did we spend on? Oh, it came with a fridge, which is a bonus. Man, if you can get a place that arbitrage that comes with a refrigerator and washer dryer, that's a bonus. That's super bonus. But because that's if over here, let's say you're looking at a decent fridge around $500 over here, used, and closer to about 800 or 900 brand new. And this is just basic fridges. If you want one with all the bells and whistles, we know you go into the thousands on those. But the washer and dryer, those you can get used about $300 or $400 a set, both of them. Nice. Used, but gently used. I have a hookup with a handyman that works for us, and he gets them for he got me a set for $300. $300 for both the washer and dryer, and they're brand new. So they look brand new.
Sorry, taking a drink. But they're beautiful and they work well. And so so like I said, with this house, I would be shocked. I think I know it came in to do this whole house with everything in it, including what they had before, all that stuff, and the price that she paid for the stuff that was already there, and then plus the price that she paid for all the stuff that we needed afterwards because it wasn't a complete house. I would say it came in under 10 grand, which is super cheap. That's super cheap for a 3-2. This is a 4-2 with another bedroom loft thing on top. So it could be a bedroom, it could be a game room, whatever. Could be both, which is what we got it as right now. So, anyways, so she got a pretty good deal. She got a great deal as far as getting the furniture set up and paid for and all that, all in for under 10 grand. That's pretty sweet. Um, so yeah, so and then we got renters immediately to stay for 6 months, which could turn into like a 9 months or longer lease. Isn't that crazy, man? So I that's the power of jumping in and jumping out the plane and figuring it out how to build a parachute on the way down, which I do entirely too much. But you got to seize these opportunities because these opportunities are what make or break your company. And I'm happy that I'm excited that I did it. That my client got a great place because we're already looking for more places. My client's so happy too that she's already like, well, let's find some more. And I'm like, cool, I'm gonna go look for some more. Um, Other things that have happened today, I mean not today, this past week. I mean, so many things. This was a super busy week, and that's okay, man. Sometimes you got them. I have been going to work a lot less, like I said, but I've been working a lot more. Oh my gosh. Um, One thing that was a trip at this particular house. These previous tenants left these massive TVs. I mean, like massive, like bigger than me, taller than me, and super wide, whatever. And they just left them in the garage. And I was like, well, those things work. And I plugged it. First of all, I moved, I tilted the TV back to like, try to plug it in and then turn it on. And it was so heavy. These were like the first the first flat screens. This one was a Sony Aquas, which everybody knows Sony makes great stuff, lasts forever. And it worked great, and the picture looked great. It was a plasma TV, so heavy. But it worked. And I was like, well, we'll save her some money. We don't. And I know TVs aren't very expensive nowadays. You can get a huge one for like $400, 300 or 400 bucks. But I was like, well, this one's already here. It'll save her that 300, 400 bucks. And my buddy David and I, we hung it on the wall, and it's in there. It ain't going nowhere. Knock on wood, because wouldn't be good if it fell down. But the mount is into the studs of the wall. Always be sure to mount the TV and then screw it into the studs, and then especially a big ass heavy TV. So I probably threw my back out a few times, but we got this thing up in the air and hung it and screwed it in real tight. And so this is big, massive, beautiful TV, 100-inch, whatever, on the wall there. And the previous tenants just left it. The ones that kind of trashed the place, and they here's the thing too. I always say here's the thing. But when I went and saw this place, let me take a drink of coffee. So I get hyped up. When I went and saw this place, I and it was when I first saw it, it was trashed, and the people just treated it real bad. It was just really messed up, and the garage was full of junk. I mean, it was just bad. I could tell that it didn't end well with those tenants. And one of the first things I noticed, they had like a glass door in front, and that by the front door, where the front door is. You open the glass door up, and then you get to the front door. Well, when I arrived there with the owner, I was like, "Hey, there's no glass panels in this glass door. They're gone?" She's like, "What?" She didn't even realize that the glass was missing. And what I surmised from that is like, well, they live way far in North Dallas, and far far away from this place, and so they never checked on it. They got their rent checks, you know, maybe at first, maybe they stopped paying rent towards the end. Maybe that's what caused all this changing out of the tenants. But they yeah, the whole glass was busted out. It was crazy. I don't know what that was all about, but anyway, so she was kind of shocked to see that. She was kind of shocked to see the condition of the house. So she was happy when someone like me came along, an arbitrager. Well, I do arbitrage and manage and all that stuff. But yeah, that's one of my hats I wear. I'm an arbitrager and I explain what I do. They know what I do. They see my portfolio. I show them all the houses that I have, all the apartments that I have, condos, whatever. And they're like, they're like, wow, this is cool. You can feel the tide turning now from people not wanting, oh, you're not gonna Airbnb my house, but then kind of like changing the tune a little because okay, you turned down arbitragers in the past. You know what we're about now. You've seen our houses; they're always perfect looking. I mean, if you're a good arbitrager, we have to keep them perfect to get clients. You're not let them turn to crap. And you went ahead and went the normal route, and you got some crappy tenants because you're trying to raise the rent so high, and then people aren't written. Then you instead of lowering, you lower your requirements just to get that price that you want to get, and then you get someone in there. Oh, sure, they'll pay $22,500 a month for rent. That's here in Texas, but maybe for the first few months, and then they'll kind of start slipping, start making partial payments, and then finally it gets to a point where you got to get them out. And then when you finally do get them out, hopefully not by eviction, but by any means, by eviction as well. Um, you get a house returned to you that's trashed because they don't care anymore. They're like, screw it, we're leaving anyways. We're gonna trash this place. So enough landlords getting burned like that. Now they're starting to change their tunes and thinking, wow, these maybe I should rent it to an arbitrager, a corporate housing provider like myself, because they're gonna take really good care of my house. And whenever they move out, I won't have to send my team to do a complete gut job renovation this time. I'll save money. So I see the power kind of like shifting a little bit from the landlords, as far as not wanting to cater to us, not wanting to let us have their places, use their places for short-term rentals. Two is shifting more towards, wow, these guys and girls are doing some cool stuff, and they're gonna take care of my house, and plus they're gonna take care of all the minor maintenance stuff that these regular tenants be calling me on all all hours of the night. This sounds like a win-win if you get a right arbitrager in your house. I would rent out to arbitrager. Um, but anyways, all that being said, I'm happy to see that the power is shifting some, that we're able to start being more selective. Because in the early days, when nobody really wanted to let us do it, as soon as someone said yes to let us do it, even if it's a house that's like kind of ugly, a little bit crappy, we'd still take it on because we couldn't get anything else, right? Now we're getting to pick and choose for some really nice houses. And so I'm excited about these opportunities now. And yeah, just thought I'd go over all that. I had a bunch of other notes. Um, yeah, just pretty much that. I find a new thing. I love investing in my backyard. Not my backyard, literally, but my backyard is in my city. And I love talking to people about investing over here because, yes, I could probably get you an arbitrage somewhere in the country, but I don't know the country. I don't really know. I mean, I know my backyard, my neighborhood, and the neighborhoods near me, most of them, not all of them. But just driving through, I know what to look at, how old the neighborhood is, how it's taken care of, and I can go look at it. I can go get a feel. I can go there at night and get a feel. Whereas if it's a city that I don't really know too well, you say, hey Steve, go find me an arbitrage over in Des Moines, Iowa. I'd be like, Okay, if you want one there, I'll search the channels and try to find you one. And but like I said, I could be off by one block, and that could make all the difference, and it wouldn't be the best neighborhood. But if you want to give me a shout, I have opportunities in my neighborhood that I'm not always able to take advantage of. Like I said, I've got a lot of properties. I've got a lot of work for my VAs, and so and plus it takes some startup capital, which I have placed in a lot of different things right now. And so I'm not, I mean, I'll still pick up. I mean, I've picked up an arbitrage recently. I still pick them up, but I can't just get all of them. You know what I'm saying? So if you're out there and you're wanting an arbitrage over where I'm at, where I know how much they make, how much the rent is, what's a good amount of rent, what's a good neighborhood, and I can predict fairly accurate what these are going to bring in after utilities and all that stuff, then reach out to me. Reach out to Argist Rentals. I didn't mean to end the show in an infomercial, but I love helping people. If you have rentals in other cities, I can help you with those too. But I just want you to, if you have any questions, just want to learn a little bit about this stuff, hit me up. Find me at Argest Rentals, ARGEST Rentals.com, and then I can help you all out. And yeah, y'all know me, Stevie Stacks. I got a whole bunch of other stuff in here on these notes I can't really get to right now. We've had a pretty good show. One more thing I guess I can mention, the AC issues. It's so funny because I got a big giant freaking 35-day rental off Airbnb of all places at one of my houses that usually I do midterm rentals at, but it just happened to, like, guests had left. I hadn't got a new set of midterm renters in there, so I had it on Airbnb as well. And someone booked 35 nights on Airbnb at a rate of like $8,000. Big booking. And of course, so when they move in day one, guess what? The AC don't work. It's almost comical. It's Murphy's Law. But luckily, we have great landlords there, and they sent someone out today to fix it. But it's like it always seems to happen when you're like, wow, I can't get any more higher. I can't get any more up. This is amazing. $8,000 booking for a 35-day booking. Oh, we're gonna just the AC is not gonna work, and they're gonna probably want to cancel. Now, if it was the summertime here in Texas, 110 degrees or whatever, they might have canceled. They might have left, but it's actually quite cool right now. It's actually cold outside. So, anyways, that being said, I don't know. I just ramble. I'm just rambling on this show. Thank you so much for continually continue listening to Live Let Thrive. It's been a long day. I got some coffee here. Trying to wake up, and I love chatting about this stuff. These solo episodes are a little weird for me still, but I think I still have stuff to share. I'd rather be doing what that guy's doing behind me right there, the Snorlax on the wall. Snorlax is my favorite Pokemon. And so, because he sleeps, that's what he does. He's like, screw it, I'm asleep. And I love that attitude. So anyways, thank y'all for listening. Hit us up, liveletthrive@gmail.com. Hit me up, argistrentals@gmail.com. We thank y'all for listening. We'll see y'all in the next episode. Pardon me for rambling. Love you all. Y'all are awesome. Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Live, Let, Thrive. Be sure to tune in next week for all the latest in the world of Airbnb and all that entails. Bye-bye.